This lesson is on metric conversions. When you convert metric measurements from one unit to the other, you multiply or divide by 10, 100, 1000, and so on. Since these are all powers of 10, you can think about moving the decimal point to the right or the left instead of actually multiplying or dividing. So a tool that's going to help us with the multiplying and dividing is My Kangaroo Has Dandruff, but you don't care much. Let's take a look. My kangaroo has dandruff, but you don't care much. So before we get into the conversions, we have to figure out why my kangaroo has dandruff. So to begin, we look at the metric units. So capital M stands for mega, K is for kilo, hecto, deca, and BU is our base unit. This is where we have meters, liters, grams, and so on. We get to the other side of this and we have deci, centi, and milli. Let's take this first problem for example. It says we have 48 millimeters equals how many centimeters? Well, of course we don't know. It's not in the same unit. So when we start, we have to figure out where the decimal point is. In the whole number, the decimal point is always at the end. So when we look at this, we start with millimeters. Now meters is our base unit, but we want milli, so we start over here with milli. This is where our decimal point is because it's a whole number and that's where it starts. Then we're going to find out where centimeters are. Well, if we look up at our My Kangaroo Has Dandruff, but you don't care much, we see that centi is really right next to milli. So we're going to take one hop from milli over to centi. See? One hop. So we'll take one hop with our decimal here and move right here in between the 4 and the 8. So now our answer is 4.8 centimeters. Alright guys, for this next problem, when we start with the base unit, we see that we have meters. Well, that's already the base unit. We don't have any hecta or deca or deci, centi, or milli in front of it, so that's where we're going to start. Well, seeing as our decimal point is in the middle of the two numbers, that's where our decimal point is going to start here. So we're going to go from meters to centimeters. Well, we have to look. It's over here, deci, centi. So our kangaroo is going to hop 2 places before he sits down somewhere. So he's going to do the same thing over here. 2 places. We don't have anything in that little dip, so we put a 0, and now our answer is 450 centimeters. Alright guys, now there's a big difference between a comma and a decimal point. Here we have 25,000. There's a comma in here. That is not the decimal point, that is not where we start. This is a whole number, so we're going to start with our decimal point at the end like we did before. Now we're starting at centimeters, which is right here. So this is where we'll put our decimal point. And then we're going to kilometers, which is all the way over here. So we're going to take our kangaroo, and he's going to start jumping. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. So we'll take our decimal point and hop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. This is kind of tricky when we write it down because we only want to start at the decimal point and we don't want all the extra stuff. So we're going to put 0.25 and cut off all the rest of the zeros. And now we have 0.25 kilometers. So remember guys, my kangaroo might have dandruff, but you don't care much.